The org, and I'm talking about jw.org, the organization, the leaders of the Jehovah's Witness organization. No disrespect. This is no disrespect. They are not concerned with the people that are set in their ways. The people that are more seasoned members of their organization, the older people, the elderly, they're not concerned about those people, right? Those people are nearing the final stages of this life, right? And these people, to be honest, and that's why, anybody that's, 65 and older, even 60 and older, that makes the decision to leave this organization, like, hats off. Hats off. You see this love hat? That's my hat, right? It's my brand. You can click the link in the bio and you can get one in any color. I got hoodies. I got mugs, coffee mugs, whatever you need, I got, right? And it's love, because that's what I move by. And I deliver this video to you with love. These people, the elderly, the seasoned, people that should be honored, when they leave this organization, 60, 65 years old, and they leave, like, it is so much respect for someone that makes a decision that, I may have, God willing, 20, 30 years, if you're really lucky, more years on this earth. And I'm going to make the decision to live the rest of my life out according to my truth, according to my belief that this is not the truth. Talking about the Jehovah's Witness organization. Like, when people leave at that age, it's like, wow. Like, I want to get them an award, like a plaque, a certificate or something, like, like, congratulations. Like, I want to make my own Walk of Fame, like the Star Walk of Fame, like in New York City. The people that made decisions to get away from an organization such as the Jehovah's Witness organization in the latter part of their life, right? Because typically, those people don't leave because why? I'm not clubbing. I dress a certain way whether or not I was in the organization or not, right? It's like either go to the Kingdom Hall or bingo. I'm not out there. I'm not outside no more, right? We're not turning up no more, right? This is a life that we would be living at this point, 70 years old, 65, 70, 80 years old. We would be living this life whether we was in, whether we were a Buddhist, a Muslim, or, atheist, whatever we are, we're going to be living this. So there's a safety net in the organization with people of a certain age. They're not going to be out there, doing certain things that maybe someone in their 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s are doing. You see what I mean? So they're not concerned too much with the elderly. A lot like society in general, unfortunately, right? And they're the same. They're like, what they're concerned about are the people, and they're, the younger, the more concerned. Because these people are the face of the organization, the future organization of Jehovah's Witnesses. And the way I see it, see, a lot of people are naysayers and they come in, it's never going to change. It's never, like, you're not thinking. Put your smart hat on or put a love hat on, like one of the two, right? And think about how the new generation is growing up. with social media? We stayed locked because we had limited knowledge on a lot of things growing up. We just did. You know, we had the encyclopedia, if we were fortunate to have that. We had school, which really wasn't teaching us anything in comparison to what they're teaching now, right? We were very limited. So we held on to what the organization was saying, you know, what for dear life. It's like, and then we were controlled with fear. Armageddon. That don't do nothing to these young kids now. Armageddon. Didn't that just pass with COVID? Didn't that just pass? There's people that had like 10 family members die. We already had Armageddon, right? So that's not going to happen. The new generation is totally different. If you haven't noticed, I had to change my jacket, put on a warmer jacket, and I changed my location a little bit. But yeah, so the future is extremely grim for the face of the JW organization as we know it now. Not to say that it's going to totally dissipate. I think at some point it will. But for the people that are a little bit more optimistic, let's just say the face of the organization will change, because some of the most hated, and maybe it's conscious or subconscious, but as far as with the governing body, with the JW leaders, whoever they are, the most unsure generation, the ones that they know that they're rolling the dice on, are the, I don't know what people call them nowadays, the millennials, I call them just young people, right? The high teens, the mid-teens, to the, I would say, all the way up into the early 40s and 50s. These are the people that they have to be wary of. And in my opinion, in my assessment of the situation, they are doomed. Because, especially when you're talking about the 20 and 30-year-olds and the preteens, teenagers, all the way up until 30s. These people are growing up a whole different way, right? These people are growing, namely, social media. That is for you want to talk about Satan to the Jehovah's Witness organization. This is Satan. Social media, where people are courageous enough to start talking about certain issues, whether it be religious or political or social, personal. There's too much information, and I mentioned this before. These people are a lot freer than we were, right? And I'm considered, I guess, within the generation that I'm speaking about, age-wise, but you know, we grew up differently. As I mentioned before, like Armageddon, you can't scare these people with that now. Like our, I guess, wake-up call to the truth or the truths in, the realistic part of presidency would have been Bill Clinton, right? Bill Clinton, with a lack of a better term, getting sucked off by, what's her name? Malinsky? What's her name? Put it in the comments. You know who I'm talking about, right? And that was like, whoa. And I'm pretty sure that there was a lot of, deep, dark secrets in presidencies prior to Bill. But Bill was like the first one in my generation that made me say, wow, so they just like Malik up the block. They just like us, right? That was my wake-up call being a youngin' at that time. You know? But these people, the newer people, they're getting this on a daily basis. They're celebrities, they're athletes, they're, all this information coming through. And these are people that put on a better face than the governing body members. The governing listen, let's just be clear, and this is not to put anybody down. Like I said, I'm all about love, right? But I got to speak the truth, or at least my truth. These guys are baboons, right? The way they talk, the way they and no disrespect to the baboons, because baboons are really intellectual, intelligent creatures. So, they may be a couple of notches below. I don't know the conscious or the intelligent level of different species, but they're pretty low on a totem pole, right? Speaking of totem pole, maybe a frog, maybe on that level. I don't know, but they just sound stupid to these millennials, to these young people. They're getting so much information. They're so advanced, how do you say that? Technological advances and things are moving. So information. When they are sitting in the Kingdom Hall, if they're not on the phones, right? If they're not on the phones, they are zoned out in another world listening to y'all. There's nothing or nobody or no information on that stage that's making them really say, wow, I never heard this before. Are y'all getting this? Is everybody hearing this? Like, there is nothing that no one is saying on that stage. Like, this is not the days, like I mentioned, where you had to go into a newspaper or encyclopedia or your history books from school. Like, these people, Google is the new governing body. That might be the heading. Google is the new governing body. That's what it is. They want information, Google, right? They can find out anything, and they are just getting bombarded with this, that the way that these people have to sound on stage has to be almost another language. Like like literally another language. Like, why is he talking so slow? Why are they doing that? Like, it's got to be a whole different species up there, because it's like this for them. Everything is right. And if you have children at home, you understand it. Everything is quick. They can almost finish your sentence. They making up new words, and you don't even understand their language. And it's like it's a whole different world, and they're not going to be able to keep up, or they're going to have to conform. Hence, the whole new face of the JW organization. These are the people that's going to be coming up, and they are the narrative. These are the narrative. These are the people that are going to give a whole different narrative. It's going to be crazy if it doesn't disappear totally, right? Which is what I think it will do. I think they'll change LLCs or the company name and all of that, and they'll just start anew for newer generations, But they're not going, and they'll be like, yo, remember we used to be called the Bible students, then the Jehovah's Witnesses. There was some names before the Bible students, but now it's, something totally different, with whole different rules and regulations and doctrine and all of that. Just gonna happen. right? We're probably not going to be, a lot of us are not going to be around to see it, but it will, right? So you can put your all the stock you want into this. It's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. And you're not going to see Armageddon, right? I know that's what you hope for. You're not. You're going to pass away, hopefully, easily, like the rest of us. That's it. That's the truth. Love. Oh, by the way, yeah, you want the hat? Love brands. You want to support? Do that. Love. Walk around with love on your head, on your hoodie, on your jacket. I got sneakers. I got everything. I got coffee mugs. It really brightens your day just to have love anything on, right? Thank you for your support and love.